playing for more than a century in the heartland of America, and today we're going to settle another chapter in this age-old rivalry where there's a brass bull awaiting the victor. Welcome to Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City, Iowa, home of the Hawkeyes. As we'll see a participant from last year's playoff, the Wisconsin Badgers, taking on the winners of 3 straight, the Iowa Hawkeyes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. The Hawkeyes will get us started with the opening kickoff. Looks like he's going to bring it out. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. So the Wisconsin Badgers offense takes the field to start this game off. Last time these two teams met, not much doubt as Wisconsin jumped around and jumped all over them, blowing out Iowa.
They destroyed them. You're right. It was over before the jump around even needed to be played and the tradition needed to be unleashed. They knew the game was in hand. Wisconsin took control. Jesse, Iowa better feel some kind of way about that.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It was embarrassing for them. I remember on social media seeing all the Iowa Hawkeyes players in the NFL wearing Wisconsin jerseys from their Badger teammates in those locker rooms. It was not a fun day for Hawkeye fans. Hasn't been a fun year, and they've got to flip the script.
With a first down, they'll snap it from the 32. Use the play fake, now to throw. Steps away to find some room. And the pass is incomplete, but it might not matter. Flag is down, and it looked as if the defense was roughing up that receiver.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. You simply can't do it, and the referee's call.
So after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. Finds his man. It's Glenn. He gets it up to midfield, forced out of bounds at the 50. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Dropping back, it's O'Neal. He's going for it all. Picked off, and the opening drive is stopped with an interception. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
What a start by this defense. That is exactly what you need, man. They've been a little bit hit or miss. They've been a little bit up and down. But to start the game on a high note, get the good mojo going, great start for this defense.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. The margin for error is so small in a conference like this, and in Big Ten play, really imperative to get off to a good start.
You really focus on all offseason getting off to such a great start, right? Start fast. Win our conference. Well, this is step 1. And so I think you're so tired of hitting your own color jerseys, by the way. You're excited when you get in conference plays. You start to get some of that familiarity, some of that also that hatred that you have for these other teams. So the Big Ten is a fun conference.
Yeah, and you know both of these teams, their players have had this game circled all offseason because this is the first one. This is the first step towards winning.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Man, you talk all week about setting the tone, quieting this crowd. Don't let them get involved. You know how you do that? Get a sack and force a punt on the first possession of the football game. That's a heck of a start for this defense.
Just needs a crack to get a return. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They turned it over with an interception on their first drive of the game. We're still looking for our initial points of the game. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9. Tried to pound it on first down. Now back to the line. To the air. It's O'Neal. That's caught. It's Glenn. Ball is loose. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
And That's a great job by this defense, limiting the yards after catch. We know guys are going to get the football in their hands, and he gets the ball out quick, gets it.
The coach wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. And how about the keen eyes and sharp awareness from the coach to challenge that call, and the officials agree it'll go his way. These Hawkeye fans know exactly what to do to get behind this D on third down. Quarterback may change this route. They'll go to the air on third and short. Caught close to the marker, it's Tease. They convert on third down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. We asked earlier this week, who's your favorite receiver? And, of course, he said the open one, but we know who he really wants to go to on third down.
The best one. I mean, I think the open one, obviously the politically correct answer, but you want to find the guy that you got that great chemistry with. You know exactly where he's going to be. You got that bond and that trust.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. He wants to throw it again. The quick out. Inside the 40-yard line and out of bounds at the 39.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
And the Badgers come to the line on third and short, looking to keep this drive moving. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. That'll be enough for the first down as they mark it down at the 31-yard line.
Been really impressed watching this offense this year and how good they are on third down. The reason they're so efficient, they don't have penalties, they keep these third downs manageable, and they've got a special talent at running back that can find his way to the sticks.
Off the play fake on first down, wants to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Tease. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. Some of the oldest rivalries in the sport come from the Midwest, and the Big Ten, and Wisconsin and Iowa have been going at it since 1896, guys.
Yeah, and for years and years and years, regardless of whether you're a fan of Big Ten football or you're not, or these two schools, if you like hard-nosed physical football, 3-yard in a cloud of dust, good defense, this is your game, and for over 100 years now, fans have been tuning into that.
Well, and I think the competitive nature of this game, too, like the series is almost tied. It's almost identical records, so it just shows you it's going to be a great game. Similar styles.
There we go. Got enough space. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Wisconsin. They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
Right, not ideal. Right, not ideal. You're an offense. You want to get a good kickoff return, but you're starting inside your own 10. Now come out, set the tone, get some high percentage completion. You might not go with that script you had because you thought you might have a little better field position, but you just get some few first downs, get that first down right now.
Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9. Now the play fake. Works the middle of the field. That'll be enough for a fresh set of downs. He gets it to the 32.
Well, they execute the in route, and how about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
Wants to throw on first down off the play fake. And the rush will get to him at the 25.
Oftentimes with play action, you're asking the quarterback to hold on to the ball a bit longer, and you're asking this offensive line to hold up in pass pro a bit longer. Against this athletic front seven on defense, it's going to be tough.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
Snagged out of the air. They make the tackle at the 33, and it is well short of the first down. And the Hawkeyes will punt this one away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll field the punt and look for room. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Opening play of the drive from the 39. Out of the gun, the inside give. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
We've reached the end of one, and as is tradition here in Iowa City, we take a moment to say hi to the children of the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. Hello, kids. Had a chance to talk it over during the break, and they'll start with second down. To the air, it's O'Neal. Grabbed in the backfield, it's Jones. And they knock him down, but he got past the line to gain.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Quarterback making checks. Wants to throw on first down. He wants to take the top off. And that one falls incomplete, trying to get a chunk play on that one. One of the things that makes college football unique, the cool trophy. 72-pound brass bowl here, guys.
72-pound brass bull. I'm not sure how they thought of that, but it's kind of cool looking. Bulls are kind of tough. I guess everybody, when you have a good rivalry, Palmer, I guess you need a good trophy to go with it.
Yeah, and I think one of the cool things about the Big Ten is you got all these trophy games, and now we're adding new ones to the mix. I'm all for it, man. Big brass bowl on a stand. Good news is both of these teams, Wisconsin and Iowa, they've got a lot of big linemen that can carry that 70-plus pound trophy back to the trophy stand if they win.
Kinnick is having a connection fit to try to help the knee on third down. Out of the gun, they'll run it inside. Got the first down and more. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. The Badgers look to keep this drive humming. Wants to go up top on first down. Stands in and takes the hit. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Smashes through the tackle.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
To the ground with the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
That back had absolutely nowhere to run the football. Actually, is he counting? I think he's counting to make sure there's only 11 guys on defense.
He'll keep it himself. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
And you're seeing his dynamic ability to run the football, that time on the option play. I know he doesn't pick up the first down, but that's still a good chunk of yardage, and the defense wasn't ready for it. Moving forward, expect the offense to go back to the option play again and see if someone will finally take the quarterback and force him to pitch it.
The Hawkeyes come to the line with a new set of downs. Tight end in motion, see how the D reacts. From the gun, running back gets the give. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. Boy, there wasn't much room to wiggle for that running back there.
None at all. Great job by the defense getting in the backfield quickly, closing up all the holes, nowhere to run.
Scanning the field, it's Osborne. It's complete on the right side. And the Hawkeyes are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. From the gun on 3rd down. Always a welcome play for the defense as they get a sack at the 47. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Hawkeyes line up to punt it away. Going to make sure he doesn't get a return on this one as the punt bounces out of bounds. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Handoff to Jones. Turning it on. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Defensively, you'll take the slow death. You'll take 3, 4, 5 yards a pop, but you can't give up the massive plays. You got to do a better job containing the football, making him run to guys, and get him on the ground. For goodness sakes, this guy is fast, I know, but defensively, we got to swarm to the football and get him on the ground.
And the Badgers, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. To the air on 1st down. Caught in the backfield. It's Hilton. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks. They've generated some momentum with excellent performances in Big Ten play, and you can see them growing game by game.
And that's a big deal, too, in the new-look Big Ten Conference. Back in the day when there were divisions, you know, it was a toss-up every year who was going to win the Big Ten West. That was the easier division. But now, it's just who are the best 2 teams out of all these teams, all these quality teams. So it's impressive that this team, David, has put themselves in position to play for the championship.
You ain't lying, especially in this conference. Let's be honest, the Big Ten and the SEC, they've separated themselves from everybody else. And so you're competing in this conference, middle of the season. You can finish strong. Now we're not just talking about conference championships. We're talking about where can we be in the playoff and how much damage we can do in the postseason. And you see tight end matchups all over the field all the time. Now, it used to just be in the red zone. Now, you just find the big fella, you put him in the slot, try to give him the ball as much as possible because you know he can make big plays.
Looking to throw, it's O'Neal. Fires deep toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
When you see them there taking the shot, I think the thought process is look, we've had so much success early in this game running the football. Let's see if we can now take advantage of the defense throwing the ball over their head. They're going to be expecting run. Safeties and linebackers are all going to be playing downhill trying to stop that. If we get the one-on-one opportunities to the outside, we have got to take shots. That one fell incomplete, but they should keep trying this.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. He caught it. And he'll take it to the house. He got loose. Touchdown, Badgers.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14.
Intercepted. The defense has set him up. He goes down after the short return, but what a play to get the football back.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season, just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. They'll move the tight end. They'll run it in the red zone. It's Jones. He's stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read. Read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Going to work on second down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. To the air, it's O'Neal. Sets up the screen. Crisp execution in the passing game, and they've got it down to the 3. Plays like that put just a second of hesitation in the defense to make sure, and they're able to take advantage here.
And they use the great timing with this call, right?
And he'll finish the run and the end zone. Touchdown, Wisconsin. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? And the extra point is true, and the lead balloons to 21.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. Just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. Iowa has the ball back on offense. Boy, they've been caught in a buzzsaw here in the first half, but maybe a chance to carry some momentum into the break here.
It all comes down to this drive right here, Reese. Obviously, this offense hasn't had everything go right for them in the first half, but here's an opportunity, David, to execute some plays, put some throws together, and generate some points.
And you're right, Jesse, and this offense needs to start now. Like, we got to get some points on the board, create some momentum, and continue it, because you've dug yourself a significant hole.
Wants to go up top. He's got him. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. And the Hawkeyes want to crank the tempo. On 3rd and short, they'll try to pick it up with the pass. And that'll be incomplete. They certainly weren't afraid to take a shot there, and now it's 4th down. The Hawkeyes will call on their punt team. Looks it in at the 40. Slips through the line. There he goes. Open it up. Man, oh man, did that coverage team have its hands full. Well, not full because they didn't get a hand on him for quite a while. Great return there. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Going to the ground. And he is stopped immediately by the big defensive lineman.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Incomplete. He had to get rid of it before he wanted to. The defense put the heat on.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebackers, for everybody on the field.
Facing 3rd and long from the 21 and hoping not to settle for a field goal. Looking downfield, it's O'Neal. It's incomplete, and this ought to be a boost of confidence for this defense, getting a stop against these guys on 3rd down. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. And that will extend their lead even further. So they put the field goal on the board and about to kick it away, and hoping that'll be the final points of this first half. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. So late in the half, this is really an opportunity, David, maybe to swing the momentum in their favor.
Dang right. There's no time to be concerned. If we're a little bit down, listen, I just think this is a point with the offense that they can prove. Like, we're here, we're going to create something now that we can build on in the second half.
Coach said all week he wanted to be aggressive. This is a great opportunity to show that right now. At the end of the first half, try and generate some momentum, score some points before going into halftime.
Looking to throw on first down. Tight end finds a soft spot. Huge play there into plus territory, and they'll mark him out of bounds at the 46.
I'll tell you, I know they're losing the game. It's only the first half, but this offense, obviously, they've spent some time practicing 2-minute throughout the week. You can see they're really in rhythm, they're really in focus, and they're attacking the right areas of the field in order to try to maintain as much clock as possible.
Fires to the big fella. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
They're able to find the tight end for an easy completion, but good job tackling, not allowing him to get the first in.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. Wants to throw. They'll have to be efficient against the clock. Fires to the tight end. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield, but how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first? And the Hawkeyes come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Defense trying to come up with a stop on third and short from the 37. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. Referee signals timeout as the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. And nobody able to field that punt as it rolls out of bounds. Running out of time here in the first half, they're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Looking for a man, it's O'Neal. Under fire, and he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And they come up with a big play to make sure no more points go on the board before the end of the half. They decide to trot out the kicker. He'll try to put one down the boulevard from 42 yards out. He just barely got enough of that one and just barely kept it straight enough, too.
I know they're trailing going into the locker room here at halftime, but kicking that field goal gives them a little bit of a jolt, a little bit of a boost of momentum that they can carry.
And he loses the ball deep in his own end. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, rivalry games always bring out a ton of emotions, and they were on full display in that first half.
The Badgers will kick it off to start the second half. From inside his own 10, let's see what he gets. And he steps out of bounds at the 2-yard line. What a terrible decision on that one. Iowa has the ball back on offense. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
Second down, they'll go to the air. He's going to go down, and he's in his own end zone. It's going to be a safety. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And they'll set up for the free kick from their own 20. Slithers into space.
The returner is brought down at the 36, and the Wisconsin offense will take over. First and 10.
Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. Not sure they had to make many adjustments at halftime as they try to build on this lead here in the third. You want to make sure to maximize those types of runs, and he gets it out to the 41.
Man, it's easy to call plays when you're getting 5 or 6 yards of pop on the ground. Like, why would I get complicated? Why would I get complex? Like, up front right now, this group just win, fall forward, get that good gain, stay ahead of the sticks, don't have to get in bad situations. This defense better respond, or else I'll do that all the way down the field.
The offense changing the play. Looking downfield, it's O'Neal. Buys a little extra time. Fires on the move. The sure hands, it's Nelson. He'll go out of bounds inside the 40. They'll mark it at the 39.
To be honest, I think the quarterback was a little bit surprised himself at the play call that came in that time. You've got a 3-possession lead here in the third quarter of this game. You're probably expecting some short throws, some runs. This play caller is still asking for shot plays. And listen, you're the quarterback. You're happy to oblige. When you've got the playmakers you have offensively, just keep chucking it.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Handoff to Jones. This time the defense was ready, and they stop him in his tracks.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Wide receiver going in motion. He'll try to do it himself. He stopped just inches away from the first down, but boy, can he buy time and strike fear into the heart of a defense. So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. They'll run the sneak for it. And the Badgers have this offense rolling. From the gun, the ground game.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the third quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Back to throw, it's O'Neal. Fires to the wideout. It's incomplete and maybe a little too aggressive from this senior trying to fit that one in there.
Well, the QB looked like he knew where he wanted to go with that football, but give the defense credit. They were able to swat that one away.
This third down play more than manageable from the 24. Can the defense stand tall? Gets it out quickly. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line.
So difficult because my eyes tell me as a defensive guy, he's handing it off. The offensive line's blocking run. I got to go get it. Quarterback pulls it, throws it to the right. It's kind of like that hidden hat game. Like, where's the ball? I'm always trying to find that daggone.
Leaves it with the back. Got some room, headed to the goal line. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Badgers! On Wisconsin is pushed out to a big lead as they take command against the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, and Wisconsin, obviously, they can feel the bull heading their way, right? Like starting to take the lead late in the game. This is what they want to do anyways. They want to play bully ball. They want to go get that trophy, Palmer, and finish this with Wisconsin style.
Yeah, David, you're right. Back in Madtown, there's someone right now in the trophy case kind of making some room. They're kind of clearing some space for the big 70-plus pound Heartland trophy. You can feel it all going Wisconsin's way here in the second half.
Iowa has it back on offense, hoping hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. And the last time they had the ball, they wound up giving up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency, David.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together, get some good mojo going.
Great job at contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his tight end. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down. The Hawkeyes will send out the punt unit. They're up to a half-dozen kicks today. They make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. They're starting this drive with a massive lead, and they just want to finish strong. And off to Jones. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Wants to throw. It's O'Neal. Dances away to buy time. And it's picked off for the 4th time today. He goes out of bounds, but what a play to create a sudden change opportunity. Couldn't ask for better starting field position for this offense. Power football with the run. He's knocked down behind the line of scrimmage again, and this just hasn't been his day. Nowhere to run.
And yeah, that's kind of surprising. And we talked about this before the game. One of the big matchups. Run the football against a defense that's been susceptible against the run throughout the season. But this offense just can't find a way to get it going. And I'm surprised, but now what's your counterpunch? How are you going to get the ground game going? Because so far, not a lot of success.
For an offense, slant routes against man coverage are really a rhythm throw. You take your steps, you get the ball out, it's got to be in a good location. Quarterback and receiver on the same page there.
They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down on 3rd and long. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. They've already put 1 field goal on the board. This one will need to be well struck from 44 yards out. Just drives it between the uprights. So they were able to put up a 3 spot on that last drive, and now the kickoff team out there as they prepare to put boot to leather. Here he comes out of the end zone. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. And Wisconsin has its offense back on the field. A little bit backed up to start this drive from their own 18-yard line. He threw a pick the last time they had it. Now they have to take care of the football. Looking downfield on 1st down. Blasted as he lets it go. And that is his 5th interception. If he comes out to try for 6, he'll be lucky. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. This offense has it with really good field position. The give to the tailback. Got the first down and still on his feet. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. As we come to the end of the period, Wisconsin has the lead. They built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. Down to the 16-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. grabs the screen around all kinds of defenders. The ball is down at the 14 after that grab.
I don't know if that's the coverage you want to be throwing wide receiver screens against. Oftentimes, you want the receivers to have some access. You want the DBs to be off a couple yards so you can help set up the blocks and give the receiver somewhere to go with it. It's hard to run that against press coverage, and they only picked up a few yards there.
Good job to toss that ball out of bounds and avoid the loss.
And his passing attack has not been great today. It hasn't found a way to manufacture those big plays and to scare this defense. And now, in passing situations, trailing, this is a tough spot for this offense.
They couldn't make the connection on second down. Now a 3rd and 7 to keep the drive alive. Oh, they're after him. And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
And how about this offense, man? It's been a rough day. You're getting beat down. You're trying to find some kind of momentum late in the game to build something off of, and you give up another sack.
They're throwing for it on 4th down. Incomplete, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
I think that play right there has been a big theme in this game. When it matters the most, on big-time down and distances, this defense has been able to step up and make the play when they need it most. That 4th down, great job in the back end in coverage, forcing the incompletion with a big lead now, creating a turnover on downs.
Got stuffed on 1st down. It's 2nd and 10. They'll go right back to him. Maybe picked up a couple. He's down at the 24.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. 4th quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
To throw, it's O'Neal. Pressure coming. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long, different ways to affect him. Weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
Looking for a push on 4th down. They stop him short of the marker, and they'll turn it over on downs. Great place to start for this offense. And they're not quite in rhythm there. It's incomplete.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You've got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job in coverage. They've been breaking on passes. They've had their number, and that's why they're leading by as much as they are.
And the last thing they need is to squander this great field position facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And they can't make the play on 3rd down.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback in this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
The incomplete pass makes this series end in frustration as they turn it over on downs. Here comes the Wisconsin offense to go back to work. They were really aggressive going for it in their own end last time and put them in a tough spot, David.
Yeah, aggressive, reckless. They got to find the balance with this offense to really be productive. And last possession, they went for it. They rolled the dice, Palmer, and it didn't work out for them.
Yeah, if you're better on 3rd down moving forward, though, you can keep yourself out of those situations.
Rides the back and leaves it. Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31.
And I know you can play these late-game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football. You preserve the lead. You got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
Back to pass. It's O'Neal. Makes the grab. Sweet spin. How about that elusiveness? He's got space. And what a huge chunk play for this offense. Just exactly what you need to move the ball down the field.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Wants to fire on second down. Good timing on the quick out. That completion has them right on the doorstep. They'll mark it at the 1.
And here comes money down for this offense. Third down execution is a premium. You work on it all week ad nauseum for these moments when you can execute when the field starts to shrink.
He might want another play. They'll try to get it through the air. And he's got it in the end zone for a touchdown. This is an absolute blowout. They've extended this lead, guys, but sometimes in a rivalry game, you get down and you fight back that much harder.
Man, you've seen crazy comebacks and crazy swings of momentum in rivalry games. You just need that first thing to break your way, Palmer.
And I think it really comes down to their key playmakers, David. They can come back, but these guys need to take ownership. Now's the time. In this type of game, they have got to step up and start making plays.
Iowa has the ball back on offense. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
Well, after not getting a thing done on first down, it's 2nd and long from the 24. Looking to fire. And the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And that is exactly how you draw it up. You get to the quarterback, but you get the football out. You hit him, you try to rake it out. Great job by the defense. Getting the sack, getting the fumble.
The pull and throw off the RPO. He'll step out of bounds at the 11. 2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. He pushes his way down to the 4 as they get closer and closer. He's got 98 yards on the ground, and he has his eyes fixed on leading the nation in rushing. We've reached a 2-minute timeout. In all likelihood, they could just run the clock out. We'll see if they want to rub a little salt in the wound. The Badgers will try to put one on the board on 1st and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And how about this squad, man? Looking good again. I feel like we say this week in and week out, just continuing to remain undefeated. Whatever it takes, offense, defense, special teams, they have been a good unit, and that's why their ranking is so high.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Winston. I imagine he's going to get an earful on the sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. Opening play of this drive comes from the 11. He'll start this drive going to the air. Fires to the tight end.
And this offense is going to have to find more explosive plays. And it can't just rely on the dink and dunk. It's going to have to find itself and score more points. Listen, they got beat up today. But moving on in the future,
he tosses one high and deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. And the Hawkeyes really need to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. A deep throw as the clock winds down. And they wanted it all on 3rd down, but now dealing with 4th down. The Hawkeyes will line up to punt it away. Hauls it in at the 40. He was working his way on the return toward midfield. They'll stop him at the 46. Okay, here comes the Wisconsin offense onto the field. And now one of the most satisfying moments in football, just watching that clock drain away while you have control of the ball, Jesse.
And this is definitely one of the best play callers, right, for an offensive coordinator. Getting ready to go into victory formation. So many good things happened today. It seemed like everything he was dialing today, David, ended up working out.
No doubt. They put a lot of highlights together, put a great offensive game together, complete football game. They get the win. On to next week.
And the Badgers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. He wants to change this route. Back to pass, it's O'Neal. Going for it all. And give him another 6. Grabs it for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
And you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Wisconsin, 54. Iowa, 6.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Iowa has it back on offense, hoping to ride the wave to the end zone. Well, this has pretty much been an evisceration, an old-fashioned stomping, Jesse.
Yeah, and listen, this is one of those games where you're not necessarily throwing the playbook in the trash after this one, but I do think...
There he goes! He's at the 40. And it looked as if he might take that one all the way to the house. Just ran out of a little steam, and the defense finally got it. It is Wisconsin who will head home with the big brass bowl known as the Heartland Trophy after beating Iowa. That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.